Hello, good morning. Oh my goodness, it is a wonderful Wednesday, a Wellness Wednesday, right? I'm super excited. I'm Kelly Frick, and I'm here to share some amazing things with you guys. Haven't hopped on in a while, right? But I was thinking about how we're entering into the holiday season, right? And many of us might be feeling stressed between shopping, between sleep, food, gatherings, things like that. Add to it are limitations of gatherings, right? Just everything that is going on in the world. So some of the things that we talked about, and all of this is going to increase our inflammation, right? So yesterday, we had our group coaching sessions, and we talked about the top inflammatory foods. And it was super powerful, super amazing. And so some of the things that we talked about is how we can maneuver through the holidays with these inflammatory foods, as well as to be able to still crush our health goals. And that's one of the things through Purely Simple Organic Living. Christina and I she has this Crush It program, right? That is super powerful, super amazing. That when you're part of the Crush It program, you get to be able to have part of that package, the group coaching. So that's super fun. But then you can also purchase the group coaching separately on the side. But some of the things that we talked about in the group coaching was the top inflammatory foods. And then we dived in of why these are inflammatory. But I'm just going to share with you just a little tidbit of what these inflammatory foods are so that you can maybe help yourself maneuver through these through the holidays, and to especially make sure and not moralize your food choices during the holidays. So some of the top ones are grains, especially including gluten, sugar, dairy, excuse me, early morning, right? Soy, peanuts, eggs, and then also you can take it to another level off of peanuts, is understand that peanuts are not a nut, it's actually a legume. So some people actually have reactions and don't do well with legumes. Nuts can definitely be an adjutant. And then things that we don't, well, that I think some of us think about, but when we're in the middle of trying to do quick fixes and stuff like that, processed foods, right? Just eliminating processed foods, period. And when we eliminate processed foods, then it ends up helping us to be able to easily eliminate anything that has MSG in it, things that have high fructose corn syrup in it. So those are all huge adjutants to our gut as well as to our brain health. And then processed oils, artificial sweeteners, and then the big one. During the holidays, we like to have our festive drinks, right? And so alcohol. Alcohol is a huge inflammatory, and part of the reason why it is because when it enters into our body automatically views it as a toxin, and so everything else stops its processing so that the liver can take care of the alcohol and to be able to move it out. Now, I'm not saying we can't enjoy and imbibe during the holidays, right? I'm just saying being aware of the foods that are inflammatory to our system so that we can strategically make our choices. We can see what are things that we can swap. So like, for example, grains, right? That could be a very easy swap in that instead of having, let's say, bread, for our sandwiches, we can use lettuce wraps. We can use cabbage leaves for a cabbage wrap. Instead of dairy, there's lots of really great non-dairy choices out there now. Instead of peanuts, we can have other mixed nuts to be able to be satiating for us, or even just half of an avocado. That's super yummy. So thinking about different ways that we can swap, and then thinking about, so let's say we want to partake in some of the treats, the sugary treats during the holidays, is so instead of the cupcake or instead of the cookies, instead of some of that stuff, doing a deep chocolate that might be made with sugar, because then you're going to get that really great, the antioxidants with a dark chocolate, but also knowing that if your body is susceptible to chocolate being an inflammatory, to be conscientious of that too, because it falls under with legumes and nuts, because coffee falls under legumes. So, so think about some of those things, and we dug in really deep with this with the coaching, so it was a lot of fun yesterday. And what's super cool is anybody who is part of the different programs, whether it's the coaching program, the Krush It program, they have access to the replays of the coachings. And then also something to remember, tomorrow we're going to be having coffee chat at Purely Simple Organic Living, and the coffee chat we're going to be focusing on vision boards. We're also going to give some background about the island membership, and if you're not familiar with what the island membership is, what that is it is a forum full of great content where we interact with you, questions, answers, engagement, a community of like-minded individuals who are wanting to be able to continue to learn and venture on your journey, right, of health and wellness, and just being able to love the skin that you are in, right, to be able to recognize that you are beautifully, wonderfully made, and that is so super important, right? And so the island membership not only has forum, it has rich content of continual education. We, as a matter of fact, have the pillars of health running, and every Friday a new pillar is loaded of a module with interactive, with printout stuff. Oh my goodness, it is super powerful, super amazing. And we're also going to be running a fun bingo game for this month to be able to be put into an entry to snag a free cookbook of Christina's gluten-free country cooking cookbook. And let me tell you what, we've been having lots of fun with that cookbook. So that is the Wellness Wednesday tips that I wanted to share with you about all of the ways that we can bring down inflammation for this month, to be able to still work on our health, and to be able to remember that this is a journey, and to not beat ourselves up over some of the choices that we may make this month, all right? But to be strategic and to be mindful and to love yourself through the entire process. You have a beautiful and blessed day, and I look forward to visiting with you more soon. Take care. God bless.